Yeah, yeah.
G'day.
How you doing there, brother?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic, mate. How you feeling?
Yeah, pretty good. On the mend.
Feeling better?
Yeah.
It worked,
Yes.
did it?
Hi.
Did it work, yeah?
Yeah. Bit of hard work, mate.
Body was,
Got me. Cutting in and out.
were you getting absolutely slammed?
Yeah. We laid some turf at home. Since we've moved in and started the renos and stuff, we've just had dirt around the house. So it was finally time for some turf. So smashed that in and just wrecked myself.
Hmm.
Yeah. But feeling good.
I,
Kind of like a
I
seasonal.
I'm
Yeah, go for
I'm in my car, uh, so I'm listening, but I'm not. I will not be able to talk, I guess.
it. Okay. What I'll do is I'll send you, we're going to do some reflections tonight. I'm going to send you, you just listen or listen with your
Perfect. Uh-huh.
and then I'll send you the question so you can write it or journal it down after, but you've already thought about it.
Perfect. Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Very good. Mr. Az, how are you, my friend? He's on the call.
Good, brother. Really good. Just jumped out of the water, had a swim at the fucking in the ocean. It was nice.
How good. Loving the shirt, mate. Bringing the vibes.
Yeah, cheers. One of my party shirts. Don't get out much anymore, so just chuck them on for me Arvo swim.
Just got a party at home, eh?
It's very good.
Life's a party now.
Yes, yeah. It is, yeah. It is 100%,
How good.
without a doubt.
How are you, brother? Are you drinking tea?
Ah, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little old man tea.
How's the how's the lean protocol?
Yeah, just kick off now with a nice lean cut of beef. I was so hungry after the 48 hours. This time I was tough the 48. For the first time I was tough. But my restaurant was pumping and I got a call sick from a colleague, and because we had some big orders, I had to jump in, and the pizzas they're coming out like beautifully, and then it was fucking nasty on my mindset. It was breaking me. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I want to eat it, but like, no, I want it's 48 hours, and then I went through and I was fine. Today I just break the fast with a beautiful meat, and I feel pretty good.
How
But
good.
the stuff we got through, but the stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm on week 7 or 8. I think week 7. And now the 48-hour fast for me is literally nothing. It's like my body is just like, yep, we're doing this lean protocol. Like I'm body seeing real solid body composition changes fast too. Like it's incredible. Every day I'm seeing changes. So it's cool. We're gonna run it out till Chrissy and then go and animal base through Christmas. Yeah, I'm pumped for another then link it into next year and have a big year. Probably the biggest year in physique and performance I think I've ever had with what I'm presenting in my goals. So pretty pumped for it.
Yeah, Sam. I think if we all keep going like in a good mindset and all feeding each other, like is the way to go. We all can just keep on improving on many different ways.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's gonna be huge. I'm pumped. Like 2023, lads, is just the warm up. Like 2024 is the fertile ground. So let's keep planting seeds and nurturing them. All right, let's get into it. So tonight, first of all, Aaron's first time on the call. Just I'm gonna get you to unmute, brother, and just give us a 5 minute kind of a little intro. What's drawn you to the program? Where you're from? What do you value? I mean, that's probably a good place as well. Like, what are your top values? Just give the lads a bit of an overview of where you're at.
Yeah, sweet. Good to be here, boys. Nice to meet you all. Um, Obviously, my name's Aaron. I'm up in northern New South Wales, run a tiling business. I'm here because I'm just sick of my own shit, really. Like I'm sick of half doing things in and out. The last couple of years has been a constant pull and push of leveling up in all the areas, and through that sort of experimentation, I can pretty much see there's a direct reflection or direct correlation between my health and sort of how things are going in my life, really. So that's about it. Like, obviously been following Potsy on Instagram for a while, and I just thought the other day I started doing carnivore for a week just by myself, and it's just wild. Actually, lost 5 kilos in like 7 days, which was awesome. And I got to about day 7, and I was like, I'm gonna need some help with this, otherwise it's gonna be more of the same. I'm just gonna scrap it in a couple of days and grab some KFC. So, yeah, didn't want that to be the case. I'm ready to level up and make some long-lasting changes, change some old habits, like, properly, and want to do it for my family. Like, that's my number one value is my family. I've got a young bloke about to turn 3 and a little bub on the way. Mrs. is pregnant again, and I just want to make sure I'm being the best for them. Like, as all you blokes would know, I guess, when you in your own mind every day, you sort of think about things. And one of the biggest things since becoming a dad for me has been I've had a magnifying glass on myself of like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing that? With all the shit stuff in my life, with all the shit habits and all the stuff that I could be doing better, stuff that might not have mattered before you have a family and you're younger and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, here to remedy that, to talk to you blokes, to become the best dad I can be and the best bloke that I can be. Really, that's it.
Mate, boys, drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with all of that. That's a hard one from me. That's pretty epic, man. Like, yeah, look, Louis, 5 1s. It's so awesome to hear other blokes speak like this, man. And this is what it's about. Being in the group is you can do it on your own. Like, all the information's out there for free. You can go and buy books. You can watch YouTubes. You can listen to podcasts. You can, download free courses and do all this kind of shit. But at the end of the day, it's about being a part of a community and a part of people, a group that can hold you accountable. Now, if you don't have that directly linked to you in your local area with the level of caliber of men that will keep you to a higher standard, then you source it out in somewhere else. And that's ultimately what I've done through my life. Is I've extended my network, and it's put me in a position now to create a network that I know I can create this environment for you lads. And it's super pumps me up to get on the call and hear someone like yourself say that, brother, because, we've not met in person. We've only met over Instagram, but to know that, our journeys have collided for a reason, and there's all of us on this call for a reason, means there's so much potential for all of us, right?
Yeah, well, that's it. And that's why I'm here at this group. Like, obviously, anyone that's in this group has come from your personal brand to you and what you stand for. So there's pretty much going to be, the values are going to be much the same. The goals are going to be much the same. And like, I've got a couple of mates back in Sydney where I used to live. I don't really have any good mates around where I am at the moment. So there's that. But even the mates that I do have, like, I speak to them a lot, but their goals and values are differ a lot. They differ a lot in different ways. So to actually conversate and get people's point of view on a lot of things from blokes that want to go in the same direction as I is what I want. Like, you want to be a part of that. Like you said, you can do anything on your own. You can learn anything on YouTube or on the internet. But yeah, you can and you can't really. Like, you can learn it through your perspective, but I want to get a lot of different ones and see what everyone else is doing.
Epic, mate. Well, we're pumped to have you here. We're all stoked, and it's always nice to see a fresh face come in, and you, a dad who's keen to work on himself. So congratulations, brother, and let's get stuck into it.
Sweet.
So
let's go.
tonight, fellas, I'm going to focus on the turbulent season that we're about to enter. Some of you may already be, balls deep in it. Silly season. I've got some questions for you to consider tonight, and you're going to answer them in your notes, and then we're going to share them in the Telegram after. But all I want you to do tonight is reflect. So I'm going to present about 6 questions, and after I've presented the question, we're going to have about 90 seconds to sit and ponder. And I want you to think of as much detail as you can. I want you to allow yourself to think about every aspect of yourself and be as honest as you can with yourself, because this will create the foundation for what is 2024. Okay, if you go surface level, just with I call them man answers, where you just go, oh yeah, whatever, and just kind of scratch the top of your surface, you're not going to get a big platform out. So if you can think almost philosophically about it, like how you've lived your life and what you want for the future, and put as much detail into these answers as you can, it's going to give you that framework and that platform to then launch into the new year. Okay, so what we're about to enter, just from my personal perspective, is the most challenging and most turbulent period for men. There is every sort of temptation. There is every sort of behavior. There is all sorts of emotions, positive, negative. It is a very energetic period of the year. Whether you enjoy Christmas or you don't, there is a lot of energy. So heading into this, it is super valuable to have a stronger set of values implanted in your head and embedded in your head that you can operate with. If you choose not to operate from your values, there's a high chance you're going to default to your track record from the past. So it's super important that if you value a future that looks different to the past, you need to operate different to what you have in the past. Okay? So it is that simple. I've been presented this question many times in my life. If you're to repeat the same thing as last year, how can you expect a new result next year? All right. So if you were to do exactly the same actions as you did last year at Christmas, or the year before at Christmas, or the year before at Christmas, how can you expect a different result? Okay, so that's the tone we're putting out there. This is what we're going to lay. We're going to lay the foundation of where you're headed in the next 6 to 8 weeks, and really set you up for some clarity around, okay, who am I turning up as, and who do I want to turn up as, and why am I sticking to that? Why is there value in there for me? So first question, considering your previous year's track record, out of 10 being the greatest, 1 being the worst, how would you rate your December to January transition in terms of health, energy, and physique? So your ability to go from December and improve through January. So 10's being the best improvement, 1's being going a mile backwards. So it's just a number 1 out of 10 for that question. So the next question is, why is that the number out of 10? So what's the reason that number is what it is? as much detail as you can. Why do you believe that number is what it is? Whether it's positive or negative, just look for a why. Is it past? Is it conditioning from family or other men in your life or role models? Is it what you just think you have to do? Is it peer pressure from friends, work colleagues? Is it escapism, time for a rest, relaxation? How far into relaxation do you go? How much does it affect you? Why do you rate that number out of 10? Give you about 30 seconds. Okay, next question. Considering where you're at right now and the changes you've made and committed to, what do you aspire to do with yourself next year? So if everything worked out perfectly, what would make next year a success? Don't hold back with this question either. Get as much of it as you can out. I'm going to give you 2.5 minutes here. Health, performance, relationships, wealth, money, business. Take some time to think, what would be a massive success for me next year if it happened?
I took Wix for.
So lads, just putting a timer on YouTube, so I've got a clock in front of me. We got another 40 seconds. And get as many goals as you can down. Body composition, physique, performance, energy, relationships, money, savings, investments, things to do with your kids. $25 seconds. Don't feel pressure to get everything out right now either. We're just planting seeds here. Okay. Next up, why is it important to you to achieve these goals? So think about what it means to you personally to reach these feats or accolades, and how does it benefit you? Jim Rohn famously says it's not about achieving the goal that matters, it's who we have to become to achieve the goal. Yep. You got a question, Adam? You're on mute, bro. Oh no, you're not on mute. I got no audio.
What was that last question? My headphones are stuffing up, sorry.
So why is it important to you to achieve these goals? So what value and benefit is there in you actually achieving this stuff? Why not just sit back and be a fucking shit kicker? Go about another 30 seconds. If you finish early, just sit there and ponder the question. Try not to drift off into space too hard. Talking to you, Louis. All right. Next question. What behaviors have you previously engaged in that would hinder your progress through December into these goals in 2024? So what behaviors have you previously engaged in that would hinder your progress towards these goals?
Say it one more time, can you, Geordie?
What behaviors have you previously engaged in that would hinder your progress towards these goals? So what would negatively impact your progress through December and January? What would have previously? Give you another 30 seconds. If there's more detail that you can put on the page, better off for it. As much as you can let the pen flow here, the better. Alrighty. Taking into account that you're going to be presented tempting opportunities or temptations in the next 6 weeks, how do you suppose you'll navigate them? So say you'll be tempted to replicate or re-engage in that behavior that's not previously served you. How do you suppose you'll navigate it differently? What awareness do you have of yourself now to be able to apply yourself differently to situations?
Hey, Jordan, I just want to that particular question. I had to deal with that today with our Christmas party for work, and normally I wipe myself off at that, and I had to make decisions with that exact sort of how do I navigate this differently, and it was a big tussle. I went in today, and we're in a restaurant, and I stood in the room for probably 30, 40 seconds in the middle of the room, probably looked like an idiot. And I looked around for people where I could go and sit with who wouldn't want to hit the piss, but I was happy to sit with and for the next 2 or 3 hours and have lunch and have a chat with. And I went and sat with two blokes who are probably in their early 60s who I don't mind having a yak with, and they love talking footy. Had a great day, didn't touch a grog, and got through it. But the whole time I was thinking, right, how do I do it differently? And the other thing I focused on was the gains I've already made.
Mate,
So
how good is that? And
yeah,
how do you feel? How do you feel after making that decision?
oh, mate, awesome, because I'm here. I'm like, I also get to be here tonight, because my normal mates, they'd be still down the pub right now. Normally I wouldn't be rolling home till 10 o'clock on this day.
How does that affect your family?
Oh, well, you come in, you're shit-faced, and who knows what their night's been like, and who knows what my behaviour's going to be like when I get home, and you sort of been home for dinner and helped organise dinner and been here to participate and all that sort of stuff. And rather than, I guess, making a bunch of selfish choices to suit me, I was able to still be there for my family.
And what example does it show your kids?
Yeah, 100% it sort of demonstrates to them that you don't need to be going and doing that sort of stuff, because that's the picture I've probably painted in the past. And a lot of you guys got young kids. Mine are older kids, and they know, they're smart enough to know that stuff now. Dad comes home from being pissed with his mates. They know he's just been out smashing the grog. Like, they're old enough to know that. So you're demonstrating to them that you don't need to do those things. You can live a happy life without, just smashing yourself with stuff that doesn't benefit anybody, really.
And did you have fun?
Yeah, I did. I still had an enjoyable day. I left early, of course, but I was still there for 3 or 4 hours. Talk footy, talk shit, had a laugh. Yeah, we still enjoyed ourselves. So
You're not missing out on anything.
No, absolutely. And yeah, I thought it was going to be tough, but yeah, when I found the right people, yeah, it still worked.
Still work better, I'd say, even. Hey?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, because if I'd done the norm, it wouldn't have. I wouldn't be here tonight if I'd done the normal.
Last question for you on this topic, because this is a biggie, and it's one I've considered. Like Aaron said at the start, you have a young kid, and it's literally or when you have kids, it's a magnifying glass on who you are as a person, and the example you're setting. Do you think, say, let's take a 2 to 4 year old, so a toddler to a little kid. Dad comes home smashed, been on the beers, maybe been on the bag, bit rowdy, whatever, playing up, comes home. Do you reckon the kids can sense it? How do you think the subconscious mind develops in a malleable brain when your fatherly figure is intoxicated, sloppy, disrespectful, giddish, as much as it can be fun, giddish, silly, stupid, doing stupid stuff, hurting himself? What effect do we think that has on a subconscious mind if it takes 7 years for the subconscious mind to develop its life patterns? How important do we think it is, even with young kids, if we don't think they understand us from a verbal level, from an energetic level, and a subconscious level when they're around those behaviors? Like this is big stuff. This is the legacy stuff, because as a father, you're in control for as much as you can control. You're in control of what your child's subconscious ends up like. The environment they're in, the language they're spoken to, the love they feel, the acceptance, the shadows and your own shit that comes through, it all influences the subconscious mind. And that will be the lens that they apply to their life until they are in a position to assess it themselves and change their own subconscious mind. And that's one of the things that fathers really should consider, is that every single action is like playing with Play-Doh. And it's your child's brain that you're playing with, child's mind. So this is like, I wear this as a badge now, because I want for my child what I didn't have as a child, what I've had to rewire after nearly dying because of drugs and alcohol. I want for my child a fertile environment where he thinks about opportunity and life in a very different manner to what I was as a pessimistic, angry, and sarcastic boy. Whether I actually give that to him, that's the next challenge. But that's one of my biggest purposes in life. Do you guys agree? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're vibing that. And this is what this is about, fellas, because look, I'm sure you all love your mates. I love my mates. There are only a select few of mates that I can have these conversations without them going, oh, fucking here we go, Potsy's on again. But at the end of the day, lads, this is how we grow. These are the conversations that help our mind expand. If we're not in rooms, if we're not mixing ourselves with other men who challenge our thought patterns, we aren't going to grow. We're going to keep repeating the same patterns. And you can even think, oh, I'm at a level now, I feel comfy, feel like I'm got kind of some skills. It's a never ending game. It's all, the game of life is always continuing. There's always levels. Like whatever level any of us are at right now, we can 10x, 100x from here in every area. It's the limit that we place on ourselves and the comfort that we eventually reach that holds us back from truly seeking the blood in the stone. There's so much value in life. And when you're a part of groups like this, it encourages you to think deeper and pull more blood from the stone, really enjoy the elixir of life. So That's such a big win, Dion. Such a big win. And this is exactly why we're doing this tonight, is because 90% of men out there won't have these thoughts leading into the end of this week. They're knocking off, finishing work for the year, ready to fucking piss up, turn it up, buy some bags, blow it up, and I'll deal with myself come mid-Jan. You know, it's a repeating cycle. 90% of population, 97% of the population will live like this for their entire lives. 3% of the population who are self-aware. And when you take that statistic into consideration, that's why there is so much trauma, adversity, and challenge happening in our modern world. We're so disconnected from deeper core values that progress us. And we're so attached to instant gratification and pleasure, like the pleasure, the tip of the tongue stuff. Like, let's get to the gut health, visceral side of life. Let's get to the true beauty of life, which is deeper than just a drop on the tongue. I got one more question for us. Why do you value these choices that you're thinking about now over the previous year's choices? So what value is there for you to actually be this man? Why behave like this? Why act like this? What story do you want to write this year that differs from previous? Give you about 30 seconds. Remember, we're just planting seeds here. All right. So first, D, I know I speak to a lot of parents, or a lot of men especially, who have older kids and they think, fuck, I've already done the damage. The best thing you can ever do is be the representation of change. You can't rewrite the past, but you can set the example that your kids clearly see. When you get yourself fit, when the kids see your body composition change, when they see dad getting strong and training, working on himself, your values bleed into them through your blood. They see it, they feel the change in dad. It's a clear lesson as to what's important in life. So as much as, you know, I've spoken to some dads who were abusive in the past, yell, you know, smack, whatever whatever they're not proud of. And I say, the only thing I say to them is everything can be healed with love and time. So just turn up with love and time, and your child's psychology will shift. They'll start to feel a change in dad. You can repair the trust. You can repair the relationship. You can repair the integrity that your children see in you. And they will always remember that. Like, Nick's not on the call tonight, but Nick's been, he's down 20 kilos. Nick's been overweight for the better part of 20 years. And his wife said to me, she said, the kids aren't 20. They've only ever known dad to be overweight. He's now lost 20 kilos. He trains every day. He has an ice bath every day. And Lockie, their son, is like, can I do some training with you? Can we go for a ride? He's now got the dad that he wants. How much do you think that's changing his life perspective? I'm like, holy shit, I'm watching dad literally change in front of me and become a better man. What example is that setting Lockie? And I think that's the point that we need to focus on as men, is like, you can't amend your past, but you can build your future. And so I understand when you say that. I don't say it from an understanding of personal experience, but I understand the concept, and all I can put forward is the experience I've had with other men and learnt from males ahead of me and who have got grown-up kids and kids with kids, and they're like, it is literally about the next step. It's like Peter said last week, it's the next step that matters. So keep going, brother. You're doing strong work, and it's and we're all proud of you. So keep smashing it.
Yes, thanks for that.
All right. Just before we wrap it up, does anyone want to share any of that stuff? What was the most impactful question for you? What made you reflect as the most?
I'm happy just to share my thoughts on that last question. What does it mean for you to be this man? I sort of wrote to own my faults and then turn them around and make them my successes. And then the other part I wrote was to make my health and my family need me to be the hero and not a victim of the system. There's sort of two things that stood out for me when I sort of thought about what value I need from it all.
That's power, brother. Like that intention in itself that sets a completely different tone for your family and how they see dad operating, right? It's epic. Anyone else?
Gentlemen,
Here he
hello.
is.
Yeah, I went number 3 because it excites me, and I had answers like making a workout not a chore, getting that like V-shaped body you kind of always wanted, big shoulders, small waist. But all the things to look forward to is growing the business, adding employees, family holidays with the boys, like a golf trip, legacy dad retreats, things like that. Yeah, we're planning a wedding for the middle of next year, so just heaps of stuff to look forward to in this year coming.
Huge, eh? What a time to make a change. Like 2020, yeah. You kick-started, got the gears going.
Yeah. It's things are on the up for sure.
Huge year ahead of you.
Yeah, things are looking good, bro. I'm looking forward to it.
Imagine if you didn't join the program. Imagine if you're just still fucking smoking weed every night.
Probably smoking a reefer right now and getting on the bag on Saturday.
Oh man, that gives me goosebumps, bro. Like, you'll see it in my marketing. You guys will see it on Instagram. I say it's life-changing results, and it's so easy to say life-changing results, but it literally changes your life. Like, it's from my own personal experience. And then all of you lads I've worked with, hundreds of dads I've worked with in the last 15 years. It is such a big change, and not on just your own life, but those around you, right? I'm sure your missus is absolutely cheering, Louis. I'm sure your young fella's got more love from you, more attention.
Yeah, 100%.
Your mates, this community group you've started, they got a rock solid leader now. You know, they've got someone that they can look up to and lean on.
Yeah, things have been going well, but yeah, as you said, yeah, definitely things are going well. Better and more energy for the young fella, and yeah, the more love from the missus too. Things have been good.
Well done, brother. I'm cheering to hear that. It puts the biggest smile on my face. This is why I do this shit, fellas. I really appreciate you guys sharing because it makes it all worth it. Anyone else? We got 2 more. If you want to chime in with something, pump the tires up. Let's get it rolling.
I'll go. It's a good follow on from these ones as well. It's the question after is like, what important to reach those than year? And I wrote, it's important for me to reach those goals because if I am to do so, I'll have to be taking the daily actions to make myself proud of myself instead of letting myself down. So I'll instead of letting myself down, if I'm to achieve all the goals, like I had a lot the same as Louis, like big goals, big plans to reach. And if I am to do so, it means positive work every day and no bullshit.
Yeah. So for you, it's becoming.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's in the process.
Yeah. It's not the outcome focused. It's not the outcome where the gold medal is. It's who you have to become to win that gold medal. That's what changes your life.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. It is the outcome too. Like I want the outcome like 100%. But to get there, I know that the process is to level up and to do the things I need to do. So that is where the gold is, you know, like that's what's going to really make me happy is to be staying true to myself and not letting myself down.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I mean, you guys have all probably experienced it. You achieve a goal, you set a goal, you achieve it, and you get there and you go, fuck, what now? Like it's only so good for a little while, and then life plateaus out. So the process is where the constant feedback, the constant wins are, and the more you can make it a process, the more you win. What's that quote that's going viral? There's like a dude on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. It's like the man who likes walking will outrun the man who doesn't like running or something like that. You know, it's like the guy who wants to run 5Ks but then hates it will give up eventually, but the guy who likes walking will just walk for fucking days. So instead of trying to like just smash goals out, focus on processes and systems and accountability and making sure you turn it up, and you will literally tick goals off with ease. I'm sure a lot of the guys have noticed that in different areas in their own lives through this. It's like the more you hit the processes, the results just come flying in. So let's keep optimizing our daily processes and hold ourselves to higher standards. Oh man, what a buzz up. All right, anyone want to finish us off before we go and get some rest? Three, two, one. Beautiful. All right, solid call. Very good. And we shall recommence next week. Now, one thing I want to end on is while heading into this turbulent time, I understand things can be chaotic. I understand things can be a bit stressful. There can be a lot going on. Do not ease up on your processes. Do not ease up on your daily freedoms, your disciplines. Get your training in, focus on your food, and stick to your values. And I guarantee you'll compound December into January, and your January will feel better than it's ever felt. Coming into January with steam is like a whole nother level. You're not restarting yourself. You're not dragging your ass. You're literally starting the brand new year, fresh feeling on top of the world instead of having to pull yourself out of the dumps. So to keep each other accountable, I want to see a photo at least of your training session. If you just go to the bars or the rings or whatever, just at least take a photo and drop it in the daily deposits. Just light that chat up. I want to see it lit up. Okay, it's been a bit quiet, probably on my account as well. Probably haven't been as active with my videos every day, but I'll just drop at least a photo, or if I get some clips of what I'm doing with the training, I'll drop them in as well. But I want to see everyone dropping some heat. Sound good? If you guys agree to keeping each other to that standard, drop a 1 in the chat. Louis, Dion, Brent, Cassio, Adam, you beauty. Let's just light that chat up, boys. The more going on in there, the more you're going to feel the energy as well. If the chat's silent, you're silent inside yourself as well. Let's get that fire burning. Fellas, epic call. Let's do it. Thank you very much for jumping on. Thanks for your sharing. Nice to have you on the call, Aaron. And yeah, great work, fellas. Awesome to see the progress from the other lads. And let's do it. Another week of a beautiful life. Let's go. See you, lads.
Thank you, fellas.
Thanks, guys.
Good stuff, bros.
Be good, gentlemen. Later.
Yeah.